Hello there, lovely people. It's Alex from Nintendo Life here, and I'm not alone. I am joined by the venerable Kate.
Hello.
And also, I'm joined by an expert on all things Iberian Peninsula, Mr. Felix.
I think you're overselling me here a bit. Hey.
Compared to us two, you're absolutely an expert, my word. So yes, if you're unfamiliar, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the new region, Paldea, is based on the Iberian Peninsula, which is based, it contains Spain and Portugal, and possibly something else that an ignoramus like me isn't fully aware of. But regardless, you know, the Pokemon Company and Game Freak, they tend to do quite a lot of research when it comes to cultural influences and the landscape, and, you know, that was something that I could notice very much in Galar, in Sword and Shield, but I have never been to Spain, I've never been to Portugal, and Mr. Felix is half Spanish. Kate, have you ever been to Spain?
I have. I've been to a lot of the islands, your Menorcas, your Mallorcas. It's not how it's pronounced.
Mallorca, vamos.
And I've been to Madrid for 24 hours. It was a really good 24 hours, to be fair.
So, Mr. Felix, we've got some questions for you. We want to find out just how accurate they've been. And I'm well aware that obviously, you know, you're not going to have an encyclopedic knowledge, but even so, it's encyclopedic compared to mine. I know next to nothing about it. So I have to start off with sandwiches. Is that really the only food available?
Yes.
I can say that he's wrong, because the 24 hours I spent in Spain, I ate risotto.
That classic Spanish dish.
It was really good. It's my main memory of that 24 hours in Madrid was that the risotto was incredible.
Oh, wow. So, yes, you eat other stuff than sandwiches, but at least in my experience, I eat a lot of sandwiches when I am in Spain. I really like the jamón serrano, which is I love the jamón serrano sandwich. And
that's Serrano ham, isn't it?
Serrano ham, so yeah.
No, I'm saying you're right. I'm just saying in English it's called Serrano ham.
Yeah. We have sandwiches, but we also, I think the main dish of Spain is...
Love Span.
The main dish of Spain is the paella, which is a big pan with rice, with seafood, and as far as I'm concerned, that's not in Pokemon. But sandwiches is a good second.
That's a really good point. I've not seen any paella at all. I've not even seen any saffron. I'm not sure if saffron actually grows in Spain, but it's in paella.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
There's a weird thing in North America. Maybe this is just my particular experience. Obviously, being in Europe, you grow up with a lot of Spanish traditional food like paella and, you know, sandwiches, which Spain invented.
Yes.
And then you come over to North America, which is where I live now. I live in Canada. And it's more like Hispanic cuisine is more sort of Mexican, you know, so you don't get as much Spanish stuff. There is a Spanish restaurant near where I live. I took my partner and his family, and they were like, "What is paella?" And I was like, "What?
I feel Spain gets overshadowed. Right now we're talking about Spain. We also have Portugal, but they often get overshadowed by Italy, by French food, by Mexican food, where I feel Spanish and Portuguese food is much more in the background. We know it's there, but when we think of more southern food, we think pizza, we think pasta, we think baguettes, we think French hot dogs and stuff.
So what?
French hot dogs?
What's a French hot dog?
What? Is that a Danish? No, don't. A French hot dog?
I don't think
what?
What?
I'm just imagining like a hot dog.
So you have a normal hot dog, and then the French hot dog is where you put it down in the bread. Where a normal hot dog, you split the bread.
Right, like that's you hollow out a baguette and you put a hot dog in it.
A French hot. You don't?
No.
No.
What? I'm so flabbergasted right now. That's so weird.
Can you make that in Scarlet and Violet?
I don't think so.
I hope you can. I want to sit down at a picnic table and say, "Look here, MSOG, my rock salt Pokemon. We're gonna have a French hot dog."
Like French fries, and then you have French hot dog. It makes sense.
There is also a thing that's French tacos, which is not a taco, but I forget what it is. It's like a sandwich or something.
Oh.
I think people are being very mean to the French by naming all these weird things after them.
But going back to the topic of
Let's go back to
overshadowing-
Pokemon, shall we? But there's also, I've noticed at one point when I was just playing the game on my original save file, and the animation, like the eating animation, didn't play properly, so it was really spooky. Churros or churros.
Yes.
I mean, is that Spanish or is that Mexican?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That's totally Spanish. Well, it could also be a
okay.
thing in Mexico, but it's when I go to Spain, churros is like the thing to get as a breakfast, and it's also seen as here in Denmark you can get churros, but it's like the Spanish thing. And fun fact, in Denmark you can only get churros in the winter. It's like a winter thing where you get hot churros or something. But yeah, in Spain you eat churros with this hot chocolate. It's a very dense hot chocolate, to say it mild.
Is it like an actual real, like actually made of chocolate, hot chocolate, rather than,
Yes,
like a powder?
It's very thick.
Oh, I've never had one of them. I've had something a bit like it,
Really?
but I've never had a proper hot chocolate.
We need to go to Spain and get you a hot chocolate and some churros.
Yeah.
Can you get that in Pokemon?
There's like
I haven't seen
crepes and ice cream and like there's a lot of like Chinese food as well. I haven't seen churros and hot chocolate anyway.
Maybe if you go to the northern, to the winter section, you can get churros, but I haven't been there yet.
I just got them in a
neither.
shop. I don't know where. I think it was in Messagoza. I was just like, hey, I'll go in a shop for some footage and, hey, churros, do you want one? And I was like, yeah, all
Oh,
right.
they were then.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Okay.
Well, that's
Okay.
accurate.
That's
Nice.
cool. There's another thing that I've noticed in my time playing, and it's usually Nimona, but it's not always. There are these little phrases, like little sort of exclamatories that she'll say.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I obviously, sort of, they did something similar in Sword and Shield, and I, sort of recognized them. I don't know if they actually said it, but things like, cool, blimey, which I recognize, but there's a part of me, I want to know, those little, like, bits of presumably Spanish, I could be wrong, are they accurate, or are they just, like, throwing, sort of, like,
no,
bad
they
translations?
are definitely
Okay.
accurate. I screenshotted some of them. We have en serio, that just means seriously, but you say that a lot of time. En serio? ¿Qué pasa? And then we, of course, have hasta la vista, which means see you later.
Yeah,
but
I've
it's
seen
also
that.
a fun pun because it's the star, and it's hasta la vi star.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I actually picked up on that. I don't speak Spanish at all, but I thought, I obviously don't actually know this for certain, but I thought that people in Spain tended to say hasta la vista less because they sound like the Terminator if they do.
Yeah. I think you're true. You would
Yeah.
more say nos vemos más tarde, or like
Okay.
hasta luego.
Yeah, because I was the other day, I was writing a character who's like part Spanish, so I wanted to sprinkle some more Spanish bits into their dialogue, and that's
Yeah.
what I read, is that like we don't say this anymore. Schwarzenegger ruined it for Spain.
It's a thing everyone outside of Spain thinks you say hasta la vista, let's go, and then you come down. It's not at all. Well,
No,
you can
you're
say
too
it,
cool.
but it's more like catch you later, which you don't. I don't know how often you say that in English either. So.
All the time.
I don't stop saying it. I see someone on the street and I'm like, hey, catch you later. And, then there was the inquest.
You know what isn't accurate to Spain, especially on the map? The big crater in the middle. I don't remember seeing that in Spain.
Really?
Quelle surprise. I never would have thought that the massive crater wasn't a thing. I'm not far enough in the game to understand what it is from a lore point of view. I know it's like, like a sort of a separate environment, but yeah, I mean, is it maybe sort of hinting towards something like really like super prehistoric? Was there like a meteor strike in Spain or somewhere else on the Iberian Peninsula, and that's what they're
Okay, that
drawing
I have
from?
no idea of. But what I do know is that the location of it is fairly close to where Madrid is. I don't know if that has.
They hate Madrid at Game Freak. They're just like, get it out. No.
I'm assuming
One thing was that-
Messagoza is meant to be Madrid.
I guess so. Or Barcelona?
Isn't Barcelona on the coast?
Yeah, Barcelona is on the coast up top. I think it's definitely more close to that. Where, I think I mistook that Messagoza and La Vincia. I think I swapped those two around.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, Levincia's the electric gym.
Yeah, and I think the name plays with Valencia, but it could also be very similar to Barcelona, where Mesagosa is definitely, now that I think about it, something a la Madrid.
Does it look like Madrid much?
Madrid
tiny.
much?
It has like 5 people in it, just like Madrid. I was mostly in Madrid at night.
Can you get risotto there?
I haven't tried yet because there's too many restaurants, if you ask me.
There are.
If I was in real Spain, wouldn't be complaining about that. But in Pokemon, I want like outfits, not food.
Oh, actually, the big tower of the Pokemon Academy is very close to La Sagrada de Familia, which
yes.
is in Barcelona.
That's why I said Barcelona. Yes.
Yeah.
I think we discussed that like yonks ago, way before the games came out. Like in a trailer or something, we were like, "What's that big tower?" And you were like, "Oh, it's that." But I'm fairly Barcelona is definitely on the coast, isn't it?
It is, but I think they've just mishmashed some big landmarks of Spain and just put them into, because it's a very, very iconic church, which, by the way, isn't done yet. They're still building on them. It's been over 100 years. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Now you see, if Game Freak took that long to produce their games,
Yeah. They're just trying to be like Gaudi, aren't they?
Oh my god. I feel they've been very accurate with a lot of the Pokemon here. We have a donkey, we have a black bull, we have an olive, and we have a pig. But Spain is very famous for their olives, at least if you didn't know, they are. And so it's really nice to have actually a olive Pokemon. That's definitely one of my favorites. And the black bull is a very staple in Spain. You fight bulls. It's a whole big thing down there, which I don't understand.
Do you have to fight bulls? Do they make you? Have you
No.
fought a bull?
It's
you have a bull on the border and you've got to fight it before you can get through.
it's more like you enter this stadium where this man, the matador, is fighting a bull, and
Yeah. Bullfighting.
it's weird.
It's really cruel as well.
But we also have the stuff where you run away from bulls with a red thing around your neck. Have you heard about that?
Oh god, the bull run. I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember its
so
Spanish
weird.
name. That's terrifying and cruel. Like that's not a great idea, all things considered, is it?
No, I'm just saying that is traditional. Well, that's very famous down there. Just like the donkey, I think that's in reference to Sancho Panza.
Don Quixote?
Exactly. I totally blanked that, but he rides on a donkey. And speaking of Don Quixote, we also have giant windmills, which...
Yes. Yeah. And in real Spain, of course, they run at like 2 or 3 frames per second, I think. Not very efficient.
It's I came across these windmills and 2 of them were not moving at all, and then the other was just going up and down and up and down. It was literally
mine was
2
doing it as
frames
well.
per second.
Oh, it's so bad. If you know that you have that technology, maybe don't have windmills.
I get the feeling they developed it with the FPGA like turned up to maximum, then they turned it down and they went, "Oh no, nothing works."
just ship it.
So are there any other standout Pokemon that really like leap out at you and say, "Yes, I'm Spanish"?
I have a list here.
Oh.
I mean, obviously, a lot of the names are Spain influenced. You've got like Flamigo, an amigo. There's also Tarantula and Spidops. There are a lot of orb weaver spiders in Spain, apparently. There's the Spanish Mastiff, which is Mastiff.
Mastiff? Yeah, Mastiff.
Mastiff.
And its evolution, the sad dog that you need to heal.
Oh God, that bit kills me.
I know. That first cut, like the first time you get the Herba Mystica and he lets him out and you don't see it and everything, I was like, oh, has he got some super powerful Pokemon? He's trying to take over the world. And just he's just got a sad doggo.
I thought it was gonna be similar to like Sun and Moon's Cosmog thing that was going on. I was like, ooh, I'm excited to see how cool this legendary is. And it's like, no, you can get this dog. It's just sad.
It's just a sad old doggo.
I was a little disappointed that there wasn't like a little Portuguese egg custard tart Pokemon because I love those things. Yum 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 yum.
There's no paprika Pokemon either.
Well, yeah, there is. There's Fuecoco. He's made of a pepper.
No. Paprika is a smoked pepper. that's been dried and then sold
He's on
supermarket
fire.
shelves.
He's a fire pepper. That's the same.
A chili is. I mean, chilies are peppers, but I feel like you're evading the question. It's not paprika. It's not smoked for one thing, as far as I'm aware.
I'm going to have to cut so much of this talk now. My God.
No, keep it all.
Keep this in. It's fun. Keep the fun
Yes.
stuff in. Okay, so I've got one more thing to ask you, Felix. In Spain, do they have an animal that looks like Minecraft?
I'm not sure. I haven't explored everything. I'm not going to come here and say no. I don't think so.
There might be a Minecraft cow in Spain. We just haven't found it yet.
If you're referring to Knacklestack, I think is his name.
Knacklestack is really
Yeah.
I mean, the whole line is kind of
Yes.
Minecraft.
Very cubesome. I have read that there are salt mines in Spain.
Do they tend to walk around?
The salt? No, not so much. I haven't been here. Like, I haven't visited the Spanish salt mines, so, I'm gonna guess that the salt isn't sentient. I also have a question for you, Felix, and for the whole of Spain, really.
Ooh.
So
I can't
recently-
answer for the whole of Spain. Oh, that's too much
yes, you
pressure.
can. You have to. You're the representative now. So recently, people have been discovering that you can actually play the whole of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet by basically sequence breaking, by using a bunch of, not bugs, but unintended things. You can basically skip areas, you can go places you're not supposed to go, and you can do the whole thing without ever going to school. And so I'm wondering, is that a Spanish thing? Is skipping the entirety of school? Is that a thing?
If school is a thing in Spain?
Do you have school?
Oh my God.
No, I don't think the sequence breaking thing was intentional. It was definitely not intentional. But you can
To
go
answer
through
your
the game.
question, yes, there is school in Spain. And it's actually one of the reasons I don't live in Spain is because they are very strict in school in Spain. And in Denmark, the school was much less, strict. And my mom and dad thought that was more, fitted for me. So you can thank the school for me being very good at snaggedansk.
Thanks, school.
Snaggedansk, my favorite name for a French hot dog.
I can't wait to find out what the next Pokemon game is going to be set in. What if it's Denmark? Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be very fun, but I
Yeah?
don't think it will ever happen.
No.
You say
It's
that,
too-
but, stranger things have happened.
Have they?
No.
I mean, what have we had so far? We've had, Spain and France and England. We're slowly working our way through Western
I would see
Europe.
the Netherlands having it before Denmark.
Really?
Yeah.
But it's so small.
But it's much more... I thought it was much more famous than Denmark. Denmark is also very small, but I hear Netherlands so much.
They've got no mountains. How are they going to do...
Denmark doesn't have any mountains either. Denmark
Oh.
has... The highest point is 170-something meters.
Oh, that's so little. Aww.
It's your baby
You can make up
Denmark.
some mountains. Yeah, I think Germany or Switzerland is next.
So, there you have it. Turns out that Paldea, pretty accurate overall. I mean, some artistic license, obviously, but to the real Iberian Peninsula, which, I've got to say, despite everything else about the game, that's pretty cool. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm excited that it's sort of a combination of Spain and Portugal, places that I don't really know much about, despite all of me talking this whole time.
I'm just glad that I could lend some of my, limited knowledge that I had. So, yeah, thanks for having me on.
You're welcome. It's like it's your job or something.
It's not my job to be educated on Spain.
No,
but,
that's very true. So yeah, if you want to learn more about Spain, I'm sure the internet can help you. And you can find out why in Spain everyone's a student and wears a school uniform. But that's everything for the moment. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, then why don't you look at that subscribe button. It's based on the Iberian Peninsula. And be sure to check out NintendoLife.com for all sorts of lovely Nintendo-related content. Thank you again for watching. Bye-bye.
Can't wait to visit the giant crater in Spain next summer.
I want to say hasta la vista, or I'll never get the chance.
Oh, you didn't say
Right.
it. Okay.
Hasta la vista! Baby!